Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Cosmetic Solutions' very first Innovation Live event. I am here with my co-host and partner in crime, Becca Anderson. She is our Director of Product Development and somebody who I love working with. We've been together a while now. I feel like we know each other's thoughts. We work so closely between product development, R&D here at Cosmetic Solutions. We're always trying to bring to you the latest and greatest. And today is an example of that with our first ever Innovation Live event.
And I'm excited to introduce you to, I'm not sure if I should call you my work wife or my co-host.
I guess fair. I guess both apply.
Yeah. Courtney Regan, who's our Director of Global Marketing and Brand Development and the guru of all things consumer insights, white space marketing.
Go on.
But somebody that I truly enjoy collaborating with. So we're excited to share today's assortment with you. I think it's an example of our internal collaboration with R&D as well.
Absolutely.
We have our wonderful lab team. So we hope you have your goodies on hand and ready.
And we know you didn't peek in advance, right? Nobody looked at their products. They have been closed in the box. No one looked, no one tried anything. So today we're going to take you through 6 different product concepts, and we created these really to show the depth of what we can do here at Cosmetic Solutions, whether it's formulation, color, content, anything that you can think of for innovative products, and just to get your wheels turning. We always like to say that this can just be the initial idea, and from there the sky is the limit, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So as we go through, I'm sure you might have questions about textures or the concepts, the ingredients, the efficacy, or maybe the readiness. Maybe you're ready to place an order. So hold on to your questions and you can actually drop them into the question box. We're going to save some time at the very end of the presentation and answer some of your questions live. And then any that we won't get to today, we're going to be sure to follow up with you.
For sure. So let's get started with our very first product. So open your box for the first time and have a look at our first product, which is the Power Couple Vitamin C and Astaxanthin, easy for me to say, right? Brightening serum. Now, when I first heard about the ingredients for this one, astaxanthin was something that I wasn't really aware of, even though we do our best to keep our pulse on different ingredients and what's happening in the industry. So I didn't know this one. And then the acerola cherry fruit juice. So tell me about your thinking in this particular product and why is this different from any other vitamin C products?
So interesting question. So astaxanthin, you might think of it in relation to salmon. It's what gives salmon its bright color. It's a great antioxidant. I think Dr. Perricone has talked about it for years now, but for us internally, I think just looking at the vitamin trend and always looking at what's next generation. So we know that vitamin C is always a top seller. It has amazing efficacy for so many different things, but we have so much new technology coming out. So what's next? What's next generation? I think what makes this one so interesting is that there's a triple vitamin C blend. So we have 3 different forms of vitamin C working synergistically. And then you have this really robust antioxidant story. So you have astaxanthin, you have lutein, you have quercetin. So it is probably a lot of technology, but there's a lot of layers there.
Yeah, and what I also found interesting is that this particular product does not come in a dropper like how you see most vitamin C serums. So what made you choose this particular component? Thank you, by the way, to our partner APC Packaging, who provided all of this beautiful packaging that you're seeing right now. They have been a really great partner for us, and they can provide exactly how you see it here, as far as the different colors and the beautiful screen printing. So give them a call if you're looking for packaging. But this particular one, like I said, is not coming in a dropper. So why did we choose this?
Yeah, so I think that's also a good question. So if you think of the vitamin C market, I think we're used to seeing so many serums and droppers. And this texture is like a really interesting jelly nectar.
I love it.
Texture, which I think also plays on the fruit story. So you mentioned the acerola cherry. I think looking at plant-based actives. So instead of just maybe synthetic forms of vitamin C, are there plant active ingredients that also have vitamin C in them? And so acerola cherry is the juice is one of those ingredients. So I think that jelly nectar texture, along with that fruit juice, is kind of an interesting take, something kind of different than your typical vitamin C.
It feels
serum.
beautiful going on. It has a beautiful fragrance. And this can be, if somebody wanted to pick this one up, they could get it fragrance free, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we have the naked version, if you will.
This is supposed to be PG, everybody. I don't know what Becca's talking about. Tell me what you're talking about.
So we just refer to the naked version of, stripped down from any added colorants or added fragrances. It's really kind of like its purest form. So
I can accept that.
So yes, the naked version, what you're smelling now in your box has like a citrus,
I love
kind of cherry. It's a very bright fragrance. It's a little bit more of an innovation take, but we know that some brands are looking for fragrance-free options. So we've commercialized this formula. It's ready to pick up in its naked form.
Okay, perfect. And what I also found interesting were the claims. So exposome protection, UV rays, climate, pollution, blue light, stress, diet. That's a lot of protection.
Absolutely. So I think the inspiration from that just came from looking for multifunctional products. I think consumers, which we've talked about, are looking for one product that can kind of almost do it all, or not having to use as many products. So again, with vitamin C being maybe a little bit saturated, but still a top seller, how can we elevate it? So I think, pairing it with interesting antioxidants, you have lutein there, which is giving you blue light protection. And really the exposome, like you mentioned, is looking at all the factors that are aging your skin, all the different environmental aggressors. Some are internal, some are external. I love talking about the exposome because I feel like it's such a holistic approach to skincare. So that's really, I think, the inspiration for the levels and layers of technology.
And I think this is really the future of where product development is going. This holistic care, talking about the exposome, talking about what percentage is controllable, what percentage is not controllable for your external environment. So I think this is a really interesting product, and it's not like every single other vitamin C serum out there. So that's what's specifically interesting about this one. Now, moving on to something fun and functional, we've got our wild lime slushy. So let's dig into that one. Tell me about this one. Tell me where the idea came from. Again, this is like a fun texture.
So I have a question for you, actually. How do you feel about a micro moment?
I live for micro moments. I am a mom of twin boys who are 10. So all I have is micro moments in my life.
I think we can all relate to that on some level, right? Whether it's motherhood, whether it's post-pandemic, whether it's this looming recession everyone's kind of talking about. I think we all are looking for that micro moment to just escape and celebrate yourself and have self-care. So this wild lime slushy scrub kind of encompasses a really fun texture, like thinking of your summer days in childhood, grabbing a slushie from the market.
When you're allowed.
But also, like you mentioned, the efficacy. So the texture and the fragrance is very fun. You have both, dual mechanism exfoliators. So you have the chemical aspect, which we'll talk about, and then you have the physical aspect, and there's a really neat cooling sensation. So
I'm feeling it right now.
When you think about, the slushie, you can almost have that like in shower micro moment masking, but come out, with fresh skin and just feeling and looking amazing.
So is this meant to be only a mask, or can you use it other areas? Is this a texture that you could kind of tweak and do something different, or tell me what this is meant for? Possibilities.
I think there's a lot of things you could look for inspiration, whether it's a straight fit. This is something that we've also commercialized for the face. So it's ready to go, but I think it could also be of inspiration, whether it's technology. We found some really interesting active ingredients. So we have the wild lime caviar, which, we just talked about the plant-based actives, and this wild lime has natural alpha hydroxy properties. So that renewing, that refreshing, that brightening aspect. There's also a banana extract here and mango that also helps with that brightening and, healthy skin.
And so I don't know if you remember this. I know you remember this, but I don't know if everybody here remembers this. When we last spoke about our Trends and Movements report, we talked about something called dopamine dressing, which is like all about dressing in bright colors. You feel good, you look good. I feel like this is the product definition of dopamine dressing.
I fully agree. It's that like happiness in a bottle, something that makes you feel good, something that brings a smile to your face.
I'm smiling right now. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fully agree.
All right, so we'll move on to our, let me see if I can figure out how to turn the page. Head to toe R&R renewing and restoring body melt. So I personally, yes, I'm biased, obviously, but I do love this one so much. I use it at home. I give it to all my friends and family because I feel like ever since COVID, body care products have surged to market, but also just in general, they're all kind of, what I've seen is kind of a basic formulation. This to me is an elevated formulation because it kind of is a body lotion, it kind of is a serum, it's a do-it-all, like beautiful product, beautiful texture, beautiful fragrance. So tell me a little bit more about this one.
Well, I'm glad you and your family like it.
We all love it.
So yes, this one was developed. It has really that like lotiony texture, so it has some cushion and some body. But after you start to apply it on your body, it kind of breaks into a body serum. It does have a little bit more of an emollient after feel, so it does really feel nourishing on the body. And I think, looking at the body category, we look at skinification of the body, treating, all the skin on your body with the same level of care that we would our face and same level of technology.
I think people forget about that. I think people are so focused on their face, maybe their neck and décolleté, but then the body is just like a forgotten, like orphan.
Which we deserve better.
Yeah, we deserve way better.
And also just looking at the premiumization of the category, I think we've seen that. I mean, we could talk about hair care, we could talk about body. It's clear that there is so much opportunity out there. And then also looking at the skin condition market. Like if you were to walk the aisles of your local drugstore or pharmacy and the regular brands, these legacy brands, I think they might be trying to reinvent themselves. You can see that, but I think there's such an opportunity for people that suffer from eczema or psoriasis, keratosis pilaris. This one, in particular, we were inspired by keratosis pilaris because it seems relatively common. And
a lot of people, so for anyone who doesn't know what that is, explain what KP is and how that presents itself.
So KP is kind of, keratosis pilaris is like the clinical term for it. Some people call it chicken skin. It's really just kind of, a lot of people get it on their legs or the back of their arms, and it can almost look like a clogged follicle. It might be red or purple. It might look like it has some inflammation or irritation. Sometimes it's irregular texture as well. At the end of the day, it's just kind of annoying and people are looking to get rid of it.
Yeah. And I know, especially we've been hearing from a couple different partners who say, oh, my daughter's a young girl and she suffers from it, but she used this and it's all gone now. So I feel like this particular product and formulation, whether it's marketed to, an older demographic or younger demographic, the efficacy is there to treat exactly what you're looking for. So that is one of the things that I definitely love about this product. Also, skin barrier. I think we've heard so much in the last 2 years about skin barrier, and this one specifically addresses hydration and skin barrier function as well for your full body.
So we talked about micro moments.
Yes.
How do you feel about micro dosing?
I'm loving it. Don't tell anyone, but I'm loving it.
So I think we've all kind of heard about microdosing, whether it's internal mushrooms and things, adaptogens, or whether it's topical with acids. So this formula has a blend of salicylic, lactic, caprylic acid in really small dosages. So a lot of times, and I think on the market, we're seeing so much competition for high percentages.
Yes.
And, the KP market in particular, a lot of brands kind of approach it with this 10% glycolic, almost aggressive approach.
Yeah, it almost seems medicinal. Like there's so much of what is out there is medicinal in the consumer messaging. This one is not that.
I think this is like a little bit more self-care. You can take care of yourself, nurture yourself, have a micro moment, have a micro dose, see the results. It's loaded with efficacy. We have the good for you. You mentioned barrier, so we have ceramides and vitamins and shea butter and squalane, all those really nourishing ingredients along with the acids. And it's not like a 10% blend. It's something we formulated it so that it's safe enough for everyday use, so that you look forward to using it, and you don't have to, imagine falling in love with a product that you love, but then it's too strong for you and you can't use it every day.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the beauty of microdosing. So that was really kind of what inspired the formulation here.
Fantastic. Good. So let's move on now to our next product. Why can't I? Okay, I'll figure it out one day, guys. Okay, so our next one is the Deep Sea Double Cleanser. Okay, tell me the truth. do I need to be double cleansing? Does this product do the job of double cleansing? Like, what is the scoop here?
It's funny, right? So a double cleanser, it's one product. So when you think of double cleansing, you really need that, typically, I should say, you need that oil step to, whether it's a balm or a cleansing oil, to break everything down. You need to emulsify your foundation, your mascara, the dirt from the day, the stress from the day, break it all down. But then you're left feeling with like this residue, and then you usually follow with a gel cleanser to remove all of that. So we are looking at consumer trends and consumers, especially kind of in times, I know we mentioned this possible recession, but it's important to kind of be aware of these times and how consumer behavior changes in these times. And in these times, typically consumers kind of trade down for more multifunctional products.
Yeah, they start to pare down their selection and say like, okay, what can I do 2-in-1, 3-in-1? How can I eliminate some of these products? And I feel like this is an ideal one that you can use to replace those two products. So you replace your double cleansers. If you're like me, enjoying a micro moment in the shower, you're using this on your body. Don't tell anyone, but
no,
I mean,
actually,
that's what I'm doing.
That's funny that you mentioned that. This is a great formula for a body. It's
Okay,
great.
good.
It's great for
So I'm
face.
not wrong.
It's magical, of course, with like all the different texture changes, but it's also very economical as a base. So we've actually seen customers, this has already been commercialized, so it's ready for anybody that's looking to pick it up, both in this version that has the color and the pearl and that kind of aquatic watery fragrance that you're smelling, and then also in the naked version, which is like this beautiful crystal clear. But either one is a great either benchmark for a body wash or as is for a body wash.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned textures, and I know this one goes through a couple different transformations, which is what makes one of the things that makes it super unique. So what are the texture transformations as you're using it? Because for anyone who has not used this yet, it's kind of surprising,
right?
The different phases.
So just like on an oil cleanser, you would typically apply it to dry skin. I would recommend starting out that way. I almost feel like a cleanser sommelier, because I'm going to tell you all the different things you're going to feel and taste. Not taste, but so it's going to start off kind of feeling like an oil. Even though it's a gel base, it's very emollient. And so you're going to feel that oil almost kind of melt and break down into a serum.
It's
right?
already, let me see if anyone can see it.
Yeah.
It's already, breaking down.
So then you can use that and kind of manipulate to break everything down just as you would an oil cleanser. And then you're going to go ahead and add water. When you add water, you're going to see that transformation from a gel into a milk. And then as you continue to manipulate it, the milk into a foam.
Come on.
So you really get all of those sensorial cues that you would get from those two different cleansers, but all in one product. Yeah.
How did you do this? You're magic.
Our lab is magic.
No, this one, I'm telling you, this is such a unique formulation. And I'm so glad to hear that we've got it, the color fragrance version, we've got the naked version. So this is an easy pickup for somebody who's looking for either a cleanser, double cleanser, body wash. I think it has so many different applications. And again, the sensorial aspect, which as we know, consumers are really looking for a product that can wow them. And this is definitely one of them.
We actually showcased this formula when it first came out of the lab last year at our innovation station at Cosmetic. And I had a couple different brands visit us and say, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a formula like this, but I didn't know it was possible. So I think there's
Solutions is possible.
There's definitely a market for it, both brand wise and consumer wise, for sure.
Fantastic. Let's see what's next. What do we have next? Oh, I love this one. Okay. So I think that this is probably one of the most unique products in this box. I don't think anyone will have seen anything like this. This is our pore prep pre-extraction treatment. And what's particularly interesting about this one is there's so much of a focus now on pores, pore refining products, also the introduction of professional treatments into your everyday life. And again, like going back to COVID, we saw this when people were doing their own DIY. They were like, you know what, I'm going to try to do this pro treatment at home. This is one that you can actually do at home because it's made for the home. And both Becca and I come from the spa industry. And what's interesting about this is that we've seen this done in the esthetician room so many times.
Right.
And I think that was your original idea for this, saying like, okay, what can we bring from the pro treatment room to the end consumer where they can do at home. So take us through this one.
So yeah, I love this one. And I have to say, like you mentioned, this is something that you would normally find in an esthetician treatment room, but normally it's a solution and a bowl and a fan brush and something that's not necessarily consumer friendly. So
not for micro moments.
Not for a micro moment. So sometimes innovation is about, the positioning and the format. Sometimes it's about the formula, but sometimes it's about the marriage of how the formula and the packaging come together. So this is another component that's really unique, I think, in APC's category of offerings. And they have this pumper with different types of heads. We've paired it with this like massage brush to really kind of elevate it. And you can do a direct application. You can apply it to your hand and then apply it to your face. So it's really versatile. But like you said, I think there's such, the market is changing with categories. And I think pores used to fall under the acne category as like a secondary claim almost, but we're just seeing this surgence of pore focused. I think a lot of brands are kind of clamoring right now to own the category in pores. So I think this could be an interesting solution, definitely something a little bit different.
Absolutely. I see this, coming from a marketing lens. I see this as something really disruptive. I also see it as a potential hero of a collection because number one, there isn't really anything like this out there. So you've got the applicator, you've got the actual, process and how you put it on and what it's meant to do, because it's really meant to kind of, I don't know how to say it in a way that's like product development focused, but like loosen up the skin so that you can do those extractions so that if you were getting a facial, if you were in a esthetician's room, they would get your skin ready and then they would do the extractions. But this is really meant to do that at home so that you can do everything yourself, right?
Right. So exactly what you said. It preps your skin. What's interesting is that it's, we highlighted some of the ingredients here, but the sodium bicarbonate is really your key active. It's alkaline in nature, so it has a higher pH than the skin is naturally.
Okay.
And that basic aspect, or the alkalinity, helps to kind of soften the impactions that are clogging your pores.
Got it.
So that if you did want to use a comedone extractor or your fingers to kind of safely do some home extractions, this helps to safely prep your skin so that you're not using as much pressure and you can actually do extractions at home.
Yeah, because I think we've all heard, don't do extractions, which we ignore fully. I know I do. But, the end result is redness, or you make it even worse, or you make it even bigger, or you have a big then like scab, or you're digging your skin out. And this really helps to alleviate that and make it easier for you. So if you are doing those things. So for me, when I'm thinking about this, it's not only innovative as far as the formulation, but the packaging, like all the things are here, like we said, to make it a real disruptive product.
Yeah, disruptive hero is probably the best way to think of that product, because it is kind of a first of its kind, not something that you would see in the
I've never seen it,
but I think it's a matter of giving consumers a new tool and a new solution.
Yeah. And I feel like I always think to myself, what marketing or what education, consumer education needs to happen with products like this. And I don't feel like there's a whole lot that you need to say other than the story we just told in a matter of 30 seconds a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is one that can be Instagrammable. It can be, we talk about TikTok and showing people what to do, like in a quick, video. You're just to put it on, wait 3 to 5 minutes, and then do your thing. So this is one of my faves in the capsule for sure.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned social media, because something like this definitely is going to require some consumer education, but those platforms are so perfect for the visual aspect and the engagement and taking them on a journey to, feeling empowered about their skin.
Yeah,
so
understanding what it is it's meant to do, how they do it themselves, and then what the final result is.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So last but not least, another one that is close to my heart, the Radiant Rambutan Eye Smoothie. And I think the reason why I love this one so much is because you put it on, it's a quick fix, it's smoothing, it's lifting, it's plumping, it's all the things you want in an eye cream or an eye serum, I guess I should say. We call it a smoothie just because the consistency and the texture is so lovely and so nice. But what's especially interesting to me about this one is Rambutan. I had never heard Rambutan in a skincare product ever. So tell me about where you came up with this crazy idea.
Oh my gosh, so funny. So Rambutan, if you're not familiar, is a cute little fuzzy fruit. I think it's native to the South Pacific.
Yeah,
Kind of similar to almost like a lychee, if you will.
Like a little pick. Yeah.
And I think what was interesting, I think what really inspired it is just like the next generation vitamin C's, also looking at next generation retinoids. So whether it's a true retinoid, whether it's a plant-based alternative to a retinoid, we've seen the Cucial, of course, become a hero over the past year, almost a household name at this point.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing so much like, mega advertising calling out the Cucial. So what's next? So this Rambutan is really interesting. We actually found 2 different actives. So you have the Rambutan peel, which is your retinoid alternative, if you will. But then we're also using the Rambutan leaf, which has some hydration activity as well.
Yeah, you can feel that when you put it on immediately. Just the absorption is wonderful, and I just feel like immediately you're hydrated, you're awake, you feel these bright eyes. Like, it's so lightweight. When my issue, and I think the issue of a lot of consumers, is you have those really thick, heavy eye creams or eye serums, and this one is just so beautifully light. And for anyone who's trying it right now, I think you'll immediately feel it. The dry down is so nice and simple.
Yeah, the dry down actually almost has like a primer effect in a way. I think, with the blurring powders that are there, you've got that instant, almost a little bit of tightening, a little bit of smoothing. So I think the smoothie is a little bit of the texture and also a little bit of smoothie action under the eyes.
Yeah, you can see here like the soft focus pigments. Yeah. I want to live in soft focus. Like, that's my thing.
Yeah. Turn the filter on.
Yes. But it's a beautiful product, and I think again, something that I think everyone will find as they're trying these products and learning more about these products, they're all unique in some aspect. And that's what we always try to do, whether it's, a texture, a formulation, a story, a marketing angle. How can these products or formulations stand out to be unique within the marketplace? That's always asking for something different, always asking for more efficacy. Give me something that's also Instagrammable. Give me something that has multifunctionality. So all of these things, we've really worked hard. You've really worked hard. R&D has worked hard to make sure that they each have their own storytelling capabilities. So
we love sharing formulas. I think, whether it's a straight fit for a certain brand, or whether it's a starting point, or whether there's an active ingredient that inspires you, we just want to help. We're so big on collaboration, and we see ourselves as a partner to all the brands that we work with, and we want to make it easy for you. So whether it's an innovation capsule, whether it's our new initiative that we're so excited to launch today.
I'm so glad you mentioned it.
We want to make it easy for the brands that we work with.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. It doesn't have to be hard to work with a contract manufacturer. It doesn't have to be, you're not alone ever when you're coming to Cosmetic Solutions. We're never somebody who will just say, okay, we're going to take your order and here you go, good luck. What we love, what Becca and I truly love, is collaborating and working closely with you to come up with ideas that resonate with your consumer base, your target market. And we also want to make it really a lot easier for you to get your hands on innovation, because we know that that is really the lifeblood of brands and the future of your brand, and looking at 2024, 2025, and how do I come up with these new ideas internally? Well, you don't have to do it internally. We can help you with that, and that's why we created our shoppable innovation website. This is brand new. Everyone on here is the first to hear about this. It's basically a website where you can curate innovation. All you have to do is shop, purchase, evaluate. All of our newest innovation, our latest launches are there for you to shop online, and it's just like a retail website. Think of it as, you're shopping on.
Add it to my cart.
100%. You add it to your cart.
I like adding things to my cart.
Oh, me too. Too much. But you add it to your cart, you receive it, you evaluate it, whether you want to take it as is, whether you want to talk to Becca and her team about, okay, can we tweak this? Can we use it as a base? Can we do something magical and different? All of those things are there for you to experience at your leisure. And I think that's what makes it nice, is that you don't have to go through multiple steps to find these products. You can simply look. You'll be on the list of new launches. You'll get emails. Hey, we just added more to the Shoppable Innovation website. Check this out. Check this out. You can talk to your reps. They'll always be in the know of what's on the website. So really our goal is to make it as easy as possible for you to get your hands on the latest and greatest.
Super excited about this.
Yeah,
I think we just have so many new formulas coming out of the lab, new commercialized formulas, and they're like my babies, but I always want to share my babies with everyone.
Yes.
Our babies, I should say, but
everybody.
there's so many great formulas that this is such a great way to get it in the hands of brands quicker, I think.
Because it's all about speed to market.
Absolutely.
Today, like we were just talking about, consumers want newness, they want innovation, they want all the things immediately. And it's not that easy for just to pick up and find new innovation around the corner, or in talking to contract manufacturers, talking to whoever it is in the industry. So we're trying to make it, like we keep saying, as easy as possible for you to just see what's out there, see what we have available for you, and order it and try it. I think super simple.
I'm excited to start shipping samples.
Yeah. So the website is csinnovationcapsule.com. All of you will get follow-up emails with, maybe a promo code for a free sample, maybe. But check it out. Come back to us with any of your questions specifically about the website or anything that you're interested in seeing. But speaking of questions, I think we've set aside some time for any questions.
I would also say too, if you're going to reach out to your rep, if there was any of the formulas that we covered in today's presentation, most of them are already commercialized. So if you're looking for, pricing or availability, a launch date, feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to work with you on that.
Absolutely. All right. So let's take a look at questions. So we're going to give you like a minute to type in any questions that you have. I'm going to have you do this.
Okay. So let's just take a
look. Ooh, somebody loves the Shoppable Innovation site. Yeah, speed to market.
Thank you. You're welcome. So where do you gain inspiration from when developing these capsules? That's such a good question.
It's a really great question, and the answer is everywhere. Literally everywhere. So we do a couple of different things. If you want our specific, what we do in-house, which is we have innovation days, which means a team of us go and we look around at what's happening externally, whether it's at Ulta or Sephora or the grocery store, Whole Foods, anywhere that we can gain insight on what the latest trends are. If we see a certain ingredient or food that's trending, I think Becca and I are personally always sending each other Instagram reels or stories, or literally we are looking everywhere, because you have to be fully open to receiving all of that information that's happening in the industry or in adjacent industries, whether it's fashion or food or anything. Yeah. So we really do gain inspiration everywhere, and we try to always keep our fingers on the pulse of everything that's happening within our industry and the surrounding.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
The world is our oyster.
We try.
What are each of your favorite formulas and why?
Okay, so everyone's heard me brag about how much I love the head to toe R&R. I love that one. I also love the Radiant Rambutan. Honestly, I think all of these are winners, but I'm biased.
Personal, yeah.
How about you?
I think the double cleanser is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
I just love using it. I am a mom on the go as well, so I just need things to work, and it's so pleasant. I have really sensitive eyes, so whenever we do panel testing, I'm always like the best test buddy on eye sensitivity. And I wear eye makeup. I can remove my eye makeup with this in one cleanse with no irritation. So in my book, like personally, as you said, that's a winner. So yeah, that would have to be mine.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Which formula do you think is the most TikTokable or social media ready?
I think we talked about that a little bit. Yeah, I would definitely say the Pore Prep.
Yeah.
I think just with like the application, I think talking about pores,
Yeah.
I think there also is going to be some education needed around how to do extraction. Some people might know
Yes.
intuitively and some people might not.
Yes.
But it's so visual, I think, with the packaging that I think that would be a star. I could just see it in the stars.
I see everyone with the foam on their face and like doing a little dance and talking about their extraction.
Awesome. So I think we have a few more questions that we will reach out to everyone personally, but I know we wanted to thank all of you for attending, taking time out of your day. We also wanted to give a huge thank you to APC Packaging. We work so closely with them. They have amazing products. They always met every deadline, every delivery, you know, on time in full, as we say.
Yeah.
Yes. So we can connect you with them, or feel free to reach out to them. They're a wonderful partner. They've provided all the packaging for this capsule and the formulas from Cosmetic Solutions. So we hope you enjoyed, you know, having a little innovation moment with us and touching and feeling. And we hope to speak with you all individually pretty soon.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Stay tuned for our next Innovation Live event, which will be coming later in the fall. Maybe a little bit different. Maybe it's something even more creative.
Do you want a little teaser?
We can do a little teaser. We can.
So we do have 2 more capsules in the works for you. We have another really like fun trend focused capsule similar to this one in the works. And then we also have a technology focused capsule. We came across some really interesting raw materials that are also kind of a first of its kind that we are really excited about. So we're busy in the lab developing new formats, and we're getting everything ready for you. So, you know, stay tuned. I think we're going to have a few more capsules this year that we're excited about.
So we'll have some more capsules. We'll have some more live events. Please share your thoughts with us on this live event, because that'll keep us going for the next one.
Absolutely.
We thank you so much for the time that you set aside during your busy day. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you all very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.